Hi, welcome to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your pilot into the universe of Chinese. We are going to continue our flight into the deep of this amazing language that I was born into, that now I'm sharing with you, the English-speaking world, about what the Chinese language is about. So yesterday we talked about a yin hang and a yin liang, two ways that related with money. One is the place for money transaction. That's our bank. That's still used today. Yin hang is our bank, the storage and transaction place for silver. And yin liang is our money unit. So liang can mean two or unit of precious metal and kind of a silver ounce. So that's the unit of money. So eventually it just means money. And 两小无猜, we have that 两 in the sense of two. And this two, in comparison with the number two, that's like two horizontal lines that pronounce as R. So we have 一二三, right? If you know a little bit of Chinese, 一二三 is our first three numbers that we count. And so that's our numerical sense of two. But here, 两, it also means two. It has a slightly different connotation because how the character was formed. It formed from this one horizontal line, that's one, and then this beam, kind of family tree, right? Beaming down, and then split into two. We have two door frames with two persons inside. So it really, you can view it as a family tree that coming from one parent, two children, or it can be extended, not in the blood tie sense, but coming from the same village, same community, and this two person, like nearby, right? So that's a kind of a liang. And 两小无猜 in this phrase, exactly things happen if you live in the same community. That's the 两, the two, and 小 means small. So we have this character of small that got the middle line, straight, vertical line, longer than the two side lines. That's our 小. But if you shorten the middle line, that becomes stream. So very careful how you write things. Contemporary Chinese make it even more obvious. So when it's 小, the two side strokes become even shorter. So make it obvious visually, like the middle is the bigger one, the two are side ones. So I guess the two side ones in comparison with the middle bigger line, that in relevance of small, that's where we're referring to. Like that little dots are tiny, tiny in comparison with the middle longer stroke. So that's our visual representation of 小. 无. Okay, this character is super simplified from this. And this original traditional Chinese of 无 is actually a borrowed concept from dancing scene. I mean, who to tell, like why language jump illogically between ideas? But I don't know why dancing become eventually borrowed to become the concept of 无. I don't know, maybe there's some ceremony and some meaning making in that dance that makes some language maker to actually connecting the dot, that dancing this way actually means there's nothing in there. But anyways, this came from this, you can see almost looking like a person, right? Holding onto things. So this, the head, two hands, two arms, kind of standing. And this is a kind of a zoom up view, close up view of like on the toes, like a standing on the toes. So this is our foot symbol in the middle, but it's kind of like you almost like a ballet standing up on the toes kind of foot image. And then the two side ones are the tree symbol. I mean, how can a person holding two trees? I guess back then it's a kind of like a costume or props when dancers dance. They hold something in their hand to dance. It's not empty-handed. So they're dancing as well as music making back then carry meanings. And it's not for entertainment, for the ordinary, it's commoners. It's kind of a ceremony to kind of a dance either to the the ruling class or somebody who can afford this kind of lavish performance by professionals back then. So the dancers have their, way of expressing. It's not really for personal expression too. It's you're following a certain ritual. You dance in a certain way to carry out a certain meaning. It could be a way of praying, even like a music making could be a way of praying to benefit the people of the land, by the ruling class. They hosted such parties, so it's not really for entertainment. Okay, just want to emphasize that. So this dancer holding two tree symbols there with a lifted toe. That's what we read from this character. And that character eventually was borrowed to become the meaning of nothingness. There's no, none, nada. So that was often used in the Buddhism sense to capture, okay, all you have now is only temporary. Everything is illusional. If you look at the essence, you came from nothingness. You're going to return to nothingness. And in the middle, that short lifespan of yours, just look through it. You're going to eventually go to the other side. So why even worry, trouble yourself, burden yourself with the idea of suffering and happiness? So, that's my interpretation of why it's important to understand this nothingness. This is our baseline. Okay. So, anyways, it's a negation eventually used in here. And Cai came from this left and right structure. The left is the meaning maker, right is sound maker. The left is a sideway view of the dog symbol. And that dog eventually, used as generic animal, because dog is probably the most commonly seen domestic animal. So it's a type of animal. So eventually, when we see this symbol, that simply means something animal related. So we have an animal here, and then we have the color of qing. Color qing is the color of life, which is between the blue and the green. So something is growing from that. And this qing also have the sense of its balance. You can see here, it's a life symbol. It's our sheng. It's something is living. And then we have this dan, we have this redness, this energy source. So it's beginning, ending, and this middle part, this living part. You have life right now, and that's the color of life. This bluish greenish merged color. And so we have pretty good meaning. And then we have this animal next to it. In combination, it means you don't trust your gut feeling, or your gut feeling is telling you something is not together, something is off. So that's the kind of type. So I guess animal symbol here simply means your animal instinct. And the right side is a color of life, and it also is a color of balance. It's like it's well depicted, well balanced color in harmony. So you have the animal instinct to tell if something is in harmony or not. So this is our guess. So too small, no doubt, or guess. What does that mean? Too small simply means two children, two kids. So most commonly seen boys, little boy kissing a little girl. So this image kind of tells you, okay, they just like each other naturally, without consideration of, without the complexities of life yet. They are, in the life journey at a very early beginning of life. They don't really have much input from life yet. So it's definitely not informed, but they have this natural attraction. The boy likes the girl, girl likes the boy, and they are sharing a kiss. So that's the kind of puppy love that in Chinese expression we use of two little kids. We didn't say kids, we just say 俩小. So 俩, as I explained, it came from the same community. Somehow they met each other early in life. So that's 两, right? And 小, when they are still small children, they even preteen, like children. age. And then 无猜, like there's no second thought, no doubt, no, qualms. Like they just go straight forward to it. It's like there is no other considerations at all. Like there is a blank. They're starting blank page. They're just naturally like each other. And I guess this is also kind of sort of the ideal for, man in China back then. Like seeking a wife, getting a wife to marry you probably is a quite an endeavor for men back then, because you need to have a certain conditions met to be qualified, to be selected, to be agreed on, to have a family marry their daughter to you. So I guess for men, they would really like to have this 两小无猜 puppy love, that they grew up with some girl that they like. They hope she stay in his life just like by default without any much change or effort. I mean, that's, who doesn't want that? Right? Okay, that's 两小无猜. Cash into the currency of thinking by one word a day with Sophie. See you another day.